A Black Friday quiz, which is better? 1, paying $349 for a 1-month all access, or 2, paying $244.30 for 1 month all access. The day after Thanksgiving, we want to continue giving thanks by giving all of our customers 30% off anything priced at $149 or more. A Black Friday sale was always a once-a-year chance to buy something at big discount, and this is it. Even better, we are running this promotion Black Friday through the end of Cyber Monday and making coupon code THANKS30 have unlimited uses. Whether it's a single sport package, a 30-day all access, a full season of college hoops, or a full 12 months from your favorite handicapper, you will save 30% with coupon THANKS30. You can fill your goodie bag as many times as you want until the clock strikes midnight on Monday.
Damn, Tony Finn like a bad rash the day after Thanksgiving, man. Just keeps showing up is what he does. Welcome in and happy Friday to you. It is time to talk some college hoops here on College Basketball Tip-Off Show powered by WagerTalk.com. And loaded slate here today already. A couple of games under the belt. A few more going right now. And, of course, plenty to get to throughout the day. And we're going to break down a couple of these games with three of the finest college basketball handicappers at WagerTalk.com, including Steve Merrill in the house. Tony Mejia is here, and so is Tony Finn, guys, as we look forward to a great weekend in college basketball. We already watched Baylor take down Michigan State in the Bahamas, so that was good. We've watched Miami take down North Texas. That came down. Don't ask Tony Finn about it. We've got Kansas underway right now. And, of course, we got a few more of the big boys, including the Zags, coming up a little bit later, which we'll talk about. But, Merrill, happy Thanksgiving. How was your last 24, 48 hours? And what do you got heading into the weekend?
Yeah, it's been a good week. We cashed with the Buffalo Bills last night on Thursday Night Football. That was our top play for Thursday. No basketball yesterday, but we're back on track here with an NBA best bet tonight. 3 college football plays on the late afternoon evening card and also an NBA best bet. And keep in mind, basketball number 1 ranked this year, 29-13 start. Last year I started 25-7 in college hoops. Just a fantastic time of year to be playing basketball along with football. And you get 7 days for $69 all sports still at WagerTalk.com, or the Black Friday special, which is live as of today, 30% off any package of $149 or more, and that's a long-term investment, 30% off any big package. Thanks, 30, WagerTalk.com.
Yeah, great opportunity, guys. Take advantage of it for sure, especially heading into this weekend. Tony Mejia, talk to me, my man. How was the Thanksgiving slate, and what do you got ready for, of course, tonight heading into the weekend here?
Well, I wish I'd have followed Merrill's lead and skipped basketball yesterday because it was a bloodbath. Outside of my 4% play, which was the only one of the high roller plays that I had, which was San Diego State, and they cashed easily. And then this was to epitomize my day. I looked at the total late and I said, you know what, that looks a little short, and it was on pace to go over the entire game. And then final 9 minutes. Georgetown went scoreless, so that was great for my 4%, bad for my total. I was doing really well on totals to start the season, so yesterday was just really bad in college basketball. But NFL and college football were really good. College football 3-1, and hit my 4% in the Egg Bowl. NFL 6-2, hit my 4% on the Bills. So we're going to go on this Black Friday special. I would advise anybody to at least grab the weekend, because I will have a 5% play tonight in the NBA, a 5% play tomorrow in college football, and a 5% play on Sunday in the NFL. Been really great at 5% plays at Wager Talk since coming over, where I think I'm number 2 over the last year, number 1 in 5% totals, and 1-0 on the season in NBA. So we'll talk about that on the NBA show later on today. But yes, there will be a 5%, and obviously we've got all the sports going on at the same time, which makes for a busy time of year, but hopefully profitable. And that's where we're at.
That's what it's all about. It's a great time of year right now. Great time to take advantage of that Black Friday sale going on, guys. at WagerTalk.com. And Tony Finn, how was yesterday for you? And I know you're locked and loaded here heading into the weekend at Wager Talk.
Yeah, I am locked and loaded. I got a fairly large card, larger than typical for me. And yesterday I had one play. Like Steve, I had one play. I was on Buffalo earlier in the week. I actually really liked the total under that game, too. I didn't pull the trigger on that, but we got the win with the Bills over a Saints team that's struggling right now. And they're going to struggle moving forward probably as well. As far as basketball goes, unlike Steve, I am the all-time college basketball profit leader here at WagerTalk, but I haven't started quite as well as Steve. My start has been better in the NBA. But that said, I did have a play this morning. I had 3 games today, 3 of them. One's already gone off. One's already got final. One's in the process of playing, and I have one later on that I'm going to give away. Anyway, I'm going to give away my free play, so don't buy it. Yeah. Do that way.
All right. In that case, guys, let's dive into the marquee matchup of the day. Doesn't get any better than this, does it? The Zags hosting Duke here in Las Vegas. And boy, oh boy, if Gonzaga was an actual college football program, this is now their third out of conference top 5 matchup that they've scheduled already here. I mean, just great stuff. 6-0 on the season. Duke opened up with Kentucky, but not a whole lot ever since. But 154.5 as an opening total. The Zags, what more can you say about them, Steve Merrill? They're pretty much trucking over everybody. And in this spot, I think outside of the championship game against Baylor, they have pretty much dominated every ranked opponent they have faced here over the last couple of years. So what do you think they're going to do here with Duke tonight?
Well, of course, they have to play these non-conference games early, right? Because when the Big West starts in January and February, other than maybe St. Mary's, they don't get much competition. So they have to front-load it here, and I'm glad that they do so because they really are a powerhouse program, as we saw last year, and we're going to see again this year. We are seeing this year. Already off to a 6-0 straight up, but a 4-2 start against the spread, John. That's what jumps out to me. We all know how good Gonzaga is. The public knows how good Gonzaga is, yet they're still 4-2 against the spread. They're not able to set these lines high enough. They've covered 4 of their last 5, 3 straight, including covering easily against UCLA last week as a 7-point favorite. They beat them by 20, a rematch from their overtime Final Four win by just 3 points. They will not overlook this game, especially with Matt Joseph's Tarleton State on deck this Monday before they play Alabama, and then Merrimack before they play Washington and Texas Tech. So they do have some big boys still to come. Duke, very young. Keep in mind, Duke missed the tournament last year. I believe it was the first time since maybe 1995 that they missed the NCAA tournament. It was a real down season. They've got a great freshman lineup here. We got maybe the top 2 NBA draft picks. I'm sure Tony Mejia will dig into that a little deeper. He's a draft expert. But look, it's hard for me to fade Gonzaga, especially in a focused spot. And Duke likes to play up-tempo, and that's what Gonzaga does well. You know, the only way maybe you're going to get Gonzaga is to slow them down and hope their 6'10" Timmy and their 7-foot freshmen don't kill you in the half court. There's really no way to beat Gonzaga. But this line has gone from 7.5 up to 8.5 since the opener. Money's come in on the Zags. I don't disagree with that move. It's Gonzaga. If you're going to play it, you have to lay it. The over 154.5 probably makes sense as well. Once again, 2 up-tempo teams and by far the most efficient offense in the nation once again this season with Gonzaga. So the favorite in the over is how I'd be looking at this one.
All right, favorite and the over. Now, we know Duke has obviously probably had this game circled here, Tony Mejia. They're looking at it. Banchero, listen, as good as he has been, he did look at going to Gonzaga as well, I understand, before settling out on Duke. So the Zags lost out on him. Thank goodness for the rest of college basketball, because that would have been just disgusting. But what do you think he's going to do against this Gonzaga team here tonight?
I mean, it really is an opportunity for him to get into that conversation for number one, because right now, as Steve said, these are the top 2 prospects on the NBA draft board, but it is very clear who number 1 is in Chet Holmgren, and number 2 is Paolo Banchero. And he's really looked pretty good. I mean, he showed off the all-around game, but it's been against teams like Campbell and the Citadel. So this is an opportunity to do it on a big stage. Clearly he's got the goods. He's a really nice player, high IQ. From Holmgren's standpoint, this is a guy that people are seeing for the first time, and I guess just eye test wise, everyone's like, look how skinny he is. He's got like Kevin Durant's college frame. Just a lanky, looks like a lowercase L out there, just running around, and really one of those players that's just extremely gifted. And once he fills out, he's going to be the real deal. Size wise, skills wise, he's tremendous. But when these individual matchups get hyped up, it's usually somebody else that steps up and becomes that guy that makes a difference in a game like this. So whether it be Duke getting a big effort from Wendell Moore, or Jeremy Roach, who was a freshman last year and I think is the X factor to that team, or Gonzaga, be Andrew Nembhard, the Florida transfer, who's the unquestioned point guard this year after sharing those responsibilities with Suggs and Ajayi last year. Stirring the straw for Gonzaga and really keeping everybody involved in what should be a high-paced game. That'll be the big difference. And I'm all in on Gonzaga in this game. I think Duke hasn't tested itself the way the Zags obviously have. And if you're up 6 to 9 points down the stretch and it's close enough to where Duke's got to play the foul game, that's where the key is for Gonzaga to cover this spread. Drew Timme, their leading scorer, is their worst foul shooter at 69%. You go down the line to everybody else, starting with Holmgren, who's a 79% free throw shooter, 81 for Rasir Bolton. Nembhard hasn't missed a free throw yet. On down the line, you've got 80% free throw shooters end up. So, clearly Mark Few's team takes care of the small details, and those small details gets you covered. So that's what I like here. Gonzaga and the over. I'm in agreement with Mr. Merrill.
So we always see these totals hovering, right? 150, 160, Tony Finn. And they certainly didn't get there against UCLA, because the Zags tend to have this thing where they get out in front a lot, and then teams just get demoralized, and then pretty much the shooting ends for them. What do you think here tonight? Will you look at the total? Will you look at the side? What do you think we're going to see?
Well, I think the money move in this game is a real indicator of who Gonzaga is and who Duke is, and I think both of my esteemed colleagues here did a really good job of explaining who Duke is. They're young, and they're a team that Coach K will get better. He'll make them better as they go along, much like Calipari does. I rarely back Kentucky until we get into conference play in February and such, because that's typically when they're at their best. In this game, I'm really not on either the total or the side. However, I probably would be on the side, because I agree with what the group said. What Few has done with this program, and I'm one of those that you can get all the offers he wants. He would be mentally challenged, I think, to leave what he's built there, because it's just good stuff. It really is. I mean, he's front loaded this schedule so that he gets the national spotlight early on, because as Mr. Merrill discussed and described perfectly, is when he gets in conference play, he can lose a couple conference games. Even if he sweeps this board, which was Texas, the 5th ranked Texas, he beat them. He beat UCLA. He gets Duke tonight. He has Alabama ranked team right now. Texas Tech team is not ranked. Then in the middle of the conference schedule, he gets a now ranked BYU team. They're going to play them. You get through those, and here's what we have. We have the same crusty group that is going to be getting butt slaps for week after week after week after week until maybe they get to the finals again. Their one weakness, as it was last year against Baylor, is they're not the most physical team. And if you get a defensive team that's physical and can shoot the three, those are the teams that can and slow, as Steve said, and slow them down to some degree, cut off their passing lanes, then they're beatable. But right now, I don't think Duke's that team, and I think Gonzaga's the play. If you have the cojones to go ahead and lay the double digits, which is probably what's going to be right around 8.5, 9, maybe 10.
Yeah, it's tough to get in front of that train here, guys, but it should be a lot of fun to watch it go down in Vegas later today. The Zags taking on Duke. We're going to move out west a little further there and take a look at San Diego State hosting USC, I believe, in the Wooden Classic. And both teams coming off of nice wins the night prior. San Diego State taking care of Georgetown, and USC taking care of St. Joe's. Tony Mejia, San Diego State is a team where more often than not we look at the total and we're like, oh, they're just suffocating. Defensively, they're suffocating. They're not going to run. But, this is the same line total at 131.5, 132.5 we saw last night against Georgetown. And they missed their last 10 shots, by the way, in that game. So it did get under barely. But is USC comparable with Georgetown? Is that what we're to pull away with this total?
I mean, I think so. That's not bad. I didn't make that correlation, but I mentioned in the lead-in that I was watching this game with San Diego State as my big play of the night, and also having added that over just because I figured Patrick Ewing's team would pressure, and they actually got off to a great start. The pace at the onset of the game was really good. San Diego State wasn't bricking shots, which is your fear with them. They actually finished 7 of 16 from three-point range, but it was their suffocating defense in the second half over Georgetown that turned a very tight game into a blowout. I think it was over 9 minutes that Georgetown was scoreless or without a field goal. I think they did get to the free throw line. And you just saw at the rim, Nathan Mensah, that's too easy. I mean, if you think you got a free layup, he comes over from behind and just he takes your cookies. So it was a really impressive performance from San Diego State. They're clearly the real deal. We've seen that early on. They challenged themselves, from the jump, and they've got a really good player in Matt Bradley as the new go-to guy. He proved it at Cal, and he's doing the same things at SDSU. Another veteran guard in Trey Pulliam. So, and Kashad Johnson, if you didn't see that dunk from last night, probably one of the best in-game dunks you'll see all season. A windmill that really took the heart out of the Georgetown Hoyas late in that game. And then you asked me about USC and Georgetown if they were comparable. I think so. I mean, outside of Boogie Ellis, the Memphis transfer, USC is really shaky offensively in terms of you never know what you're going to get out of these other guys. And Ellis is going to be the key, but he is not exactly Mr. Efficiency. So this, to me, it lines up for another potential really strong performance from SDSU. So I'm going Aztecs tonight and probably will stay away from the total.
Yeah. Ellis, actually, I believe from San Diego. He's been, wasn't he at Duke too? I feel like this kid's been around everywhere. I don't know how the hell he ended up at USC, but Tony Finn, talk to me here. What do you think about this San Diego State team? Kind of hard to get in front of that defensive train as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. Listen, here's that total. I think it's a good total. It's one of those totals that it's going to either creep under or probably be. There may be 8 minutes left to go in the second half, and it's already been destroyed. Mostly because both of these teams. What's baked in here, Joe, is the fact that the Trojans are averaging 82 points a game. San Diego State, 66. Two different styles, two different types of players, really two groups of different players. The Trojans are big, athletic, and don't shoot very well. I mean, they shoot less than 65% from the free throw line. And if you want to know how good a shooting team is, typically, I know it's a little early, but you really don't have to ask anyone. Go find, if it's in conference play, go find out what kind of free throw shooting team they are. And as long as there's not a huge discrepancy, we got a hack shack, the guy's got a center who shoots 30%'s got most of the free throws. That's how kind of shooting team they are. And USC shoots about 25%. They allow 25% from deep, and they're shooting just at over 30% from deep and still averaging 82. It tells you where they're getting their points. San Diego State, they shoot 24% from deep. And it's going to be a grind out game that's ugly to watch because that's what San Diego State does. That's what the Aztecs do. USC is going to try to do everything at the rim. They're going to be bigger. They're stronger. They're better inside them. But if this is late in the game and this game's close, you give San Diego State the edge because this USC team cannot shoot free throws. I'm not on this game. I don't plan on being in this game, but I'll probably be that guy that watches some of this slobber fest. And there'll be times when it's pretty good and there'll be times when it's ugly.
So it was a little bit closer to USC being the favorite here earlier there, Stephen. Obviously, San Diego State now the favorite here, right around 2.5 in a number of spots. But who do you have more faith in this game?
Not much faith in either team, and that's why I'm going to look at the total, actually. The only way I would play this total is the under 131, 131 and a half. San Diego State, one of the slowest half-court teams in the country. Now, USC does prefer tempo, and as Tony Fenn said, they do put up 82 points a game. That's the caveat here, but I think San Diego State's going to slow them down. I think it's much easier to slow down a fast team than to speed up a slow team. And as Tony Fenn also said, two terrible free throw shooting teams. San Diego State, 66%. USC, 62%. Both are struggling from beyond the arc. So these teams do not shoot well. That's what you look at, three-point shooting and free throws to know if a team can shoot. And they both have very good defenses, both against the two-point and three-point shots. So two good defensive teams, two poor shooting teams, in what should be a slow half-court game if San Diego State gets their say. And I think under 131 is the only way to play this. Now, the one big edge that USC does have is on offense. Both teams are very good defensively. I rank them top 20. But USC is substantially better offensively, so that's going to keep me off the side. But I think under 131 is the best way to play this game. It's a late game, 11:30 Eastern tonight.
Yeah, it is. The East Coast Degenerate Special. Get ready for a little late night college hoops, USC San Diego State. We got one a little earlier, though. 7 o'clock here. We'll take a look at the consolation bracket in Brooklyn, in fact, with the NIT Classic here. I believe we've got Xavier taking on Va-Tech. Va-Tech opens up as a 3-point favorite, total of 135. Both teams coming off of their first loss of the season here. And Iowa State is the one who took down Xavier, mostly because Xavier, they couldn't stop anybody. They hit 50% from the field for the game, 50% from three-point range. Xavier's defense just melted down, could not stop Iowa State. And Virginia Tech here. I mean, talk to me, Tony Finn. Yeah. They lost to a very athletic and very fast Memphis squad here. No harm in that. But which one of these two teams do you like in this matchup?
Well, I think you did a great job of describing who Xavier is right now, at least, and that is if you don't have any ball pressure, this Virginia Tech team is going to be pretty good. They're going to be able to run their offense. That's what they want. They want good, clean, open looks. They'll fire away from deep, and where they shoot pretty good. So far, so good. Not that they've had not that they had a rough and tumble schedule, but they're shooting over 40% from beyond the arc, and really that would be the metric. That would be the metric that would keep me off Xavier completely. If I knew Xavier was going to be at least do a better job of defending the line and having some ball pressure, so that Virginia Tech couldn't go inside out, play that inside out game, then I might be able to support them. But right now, there's some injuries. There's a lot of question marks. Adam Kunkel, I think, and then there's Fremantle, et cetera, et cetera. The injuries, a lot of question marks. But I would lean Virginia Tech minus that small number simply because they're going to get open, clean looks from what I've seen from Xavier from the distance from the arc. So there you go.
So it was a little dose of reality there, Steve Merrill. Virginia Tech had won most of its games by more than 20. I think on average 28 points. And then they took on a Memphis squad that was much better defensively, kind of suffocated them. And it showed up in their offensive efficiency because they had trouble scoring in that game. Memphis ended up winning it. But what do you think they're going to do against a less than stellar defensive Xavier squad?
Yeah, I think the matchup is good for Virginia Tech because, first of all, Virginia Tech plays one of the slowest half-court styles, even slower than San Diego State, who we just talked about. Xavier, meanwhile, likes up-tempo, even more so than USC. So this is even more of a slow-down versus fast team than we just talked about in the USC-San Diego State game. And I like to side with the teams that can slow things down here, Virginia Tech. I think it's also a favorable matchup here as they hold a substantial shooting edge from three-point range. They're hitting 41%. Xavier's hitting 27.5%. Free throw line, Xavier 69, which is about the national average. Virginia Tech 74%. So they are legitimately a good half-court shooting team. They did struggle, as you said, Joe, against Memphis, their first neutral court game back on Wednesday. They shot only 34%. I think they shoot better here in the second neutral court game. This, of course, in the Barclays Center, NIT in the Brooklyn here. So I think it sets up well for them. The fact that both teams are playing second and 3 nights also favors the slow-down half-court team. I rate Virginia Tech as the better offense and defense here, and they're laying only 3 points. So I like the Hokies in this one.
All right, taking the Hokies in this one. What do you think, Tony Mejia? It's an interesting matchup here. Total side, who do you like better in this one?
I mean, I thought Virginia Tech hung with Memphis well. They turned the ball over a little too much. They missed Tyrese Radford, who transferred to Texas A&M. Storm Murphy, a transfer from Wofford, grad transfer, who obviously played for Mike Young, the current Vatech coach at Wofford, can really shoot it. But we'll see if he's athletically gifted enough to hang in the ACC and with teams like Memphis, because they kind of had him had his head spinning there for a while. He had 6 turnovers, and I think that was the key. But he's a 40% three-point shooter. So is Nathan Alini, and you need to kind of have those shooters spread the floor so Aluma and Mutz can play inside and get you second chances and shorten the game, because that's what Virginia Tech wants to do. As Steve mentioned, slow-paced, defense-oriented, typical Mike Young team. And he's got his imprint on the Hokies, in year 2. I think this is for him there, and that's going to be a winning program going forward because he knows what he's doing. Xavier, huge loss with Fremantle in the offseason. He's done for the year, so they've got to move on without him. And I thought they did a nice job early in the season doing so. Obviously, the statement game win over Ohio State, and Paul Scruggs is going to be the leader of that team. And as he goes, so will the Musketeers. But what we saw last time out is a lack of defense that's going to ultimately bring them back to the middle of the pack in the Big East and really pose problems in games like this, because one of these teams is going to defend, and it's going to be Virginia Tech. Unless Scruggs is brilliant, I expect the Hokies to come out with a tight win here.
Yeah, he wasn't brilliant last game. 1 of 14 from the field for just 3 points. No, they're going to need him. And I think Kunkel, too, another one of their leading scorers, actually didn't play. He was sick. I don't know if he's going here in this one tonight for Xavier. But 7 o'clock, the Hokies taking on the Musketeers here tonight, guys. Get ready for that one, and get ready for a little Black Friday sale going on right now at WagerTalk.com. These 30-day all-access packages, maybe get the rest of the season for college basketball or any package priced at $149 or higher. Guys, you have the opportunity to take 30% off right now today for the Black Friday sale. Thanks 30. We'll do it. That's right. Use the code Thanks30 at checkout. Get 30% off any one of those 30-day packages, season-long packages. Great opportunity to hop on board right now on this Black Friday at WagerTalk.com. So now, guys, now we got plenty of games to choose from here. So we'll go around the horn. We'll start with you, Steve. Here is our game on this card you like maybe a little bit more than the others.
Oh, look at the game we just talked about. It goes at 7 o'clock Eastern tonight on ESPN2 National TV, a Friday night national TV matchup in college hoops. We get the unranked Virginia Tech Hokies as a 3-point favorite against the ranked 25th Xavier Musketeers. And just like Virginia Tech just played Memphis tough, the number 10 ranked team in the country, I think Virginia Tech remains underrated here. They're going to slow this game down. They love half-court basketball, one of the slowest paces in the entire nation. Xavier prefers a more up-tempo pace. They just played Iowa State, who plays more up-tempo. They couldn't even beat them. So now it's a shift in style. And keep in mind, Virginia Tech struggled, shooting just 34% against Memphis. They're the number 1 efficient defense in the entire nation out of 300-plus teams right now. It's a really good Memphis defense. So it's a step down in class for Virginia Tech against a weaker D. They're going to get their preferred style half court, and it's a good bounce back spot. And we get the better shooting team as well. Tech hitting 74% free throws, 41% from beyond the arc. They just played Wednesday on the neutral court. They didn't shoot well against a really good defense. I think they shoot better here in their second game at Barclays in 3 days. I also like the fact both teams are playing 2 and 3 nights, which means the slower half-court pace is going to favor Virginia Tech. A lot of things setting up for the Hokies here. Better offense, better defense, preferred pace, and they're only a 3-point favorite. So take a look at Virginia Tech -3 tonight at 7 Eastern on Friday. I have a bonus college football free play for Saturday on my page right now at WagerTalk.com. 3 college football best bets loaded as well. An NBA best bet tonight on Friday. A mere 29-13 start this year, college and pro hoops. Number 1 ranked, WagerTalk.com, Steve Merrill.
Get it, guys. Head over to Wager Talk today. Guys, get that done. Let's make it a profitable Friday heading into a monster weekend. Tony Mejia, my man, which way are you looking on this card tonight?
All right, let's talk 7th place game, because avoiding last is always fun. In the Bahamas, in the battle for Atlantis, and the name to know in Loyola Chicago against Arizona State is Jermaine Kimbrough. Who? Jermaine Kimbrough is an assistant at Arizona State in his first season, who just happens to have been at Loyola of Chicago the last few years. So I believe that Bobby Hurley will have a very nice scouting report on what the Ramblers are going to intend to do. Drew Valentine, by the way, the youngest head coach in Division I, only 30 years old. Denzel Valentine's older brother. He started under Tom Izzo at Michigan State and has been Porter Moser's assistant for the past few years. Got that promotion once Moser left for Oklahoma and has done a really nice job with the Ramblers, who lost a lot of talent. They had won every game that they played coming into the Bahamas, averaging nearly 90 points a game, or a little over 90 points a game, and have looked like a top 25 team despite their losses. That's why they're favored here over Arizona State, who's down Marcus Bagley and a couple other players that I think will ultimately make them a factor in the Pac-12 race. But right now they're down those guys. But I think they can keep this close. I don't love taking points here, and I don't love laying them. I like the under. I think that the scouting report that Arizona State will have on Loyola, and the fact that at this point they've looked terrible defensively to where Hurley's going to say, slow down, take care of your details here, and let's stay into this game for 40 minutes, will lead to a lower scoring game than expected. Number is at 136.5. This looks like a 68-64 game to me. So I'm going to take the under as my best bet in Arizona State Loyola Chicago playing to stay out of the battle for Atlantic's basement.
Love that. A little insider trading going on, maybe a little firsthand knowledge. There's I believe that's a same premise with, is it Texas Tech and Baylor? Because I think the new Texas Tech head coach coming in was just with Baylor last month. So he's their lead recruiter. So same kind of angle there. I love that. Talk to me there, Tony Finn. I know you got a game here, and if you're going to go to my alma mater, I'm going to scream. Where are you going?
Well, start screaming. I'm going to your alma mater.
Damn it.
Was that a scream? That's like a cat. Hold on.
Damn
I'll listen.
Go ahead, tell me Oral Roberts.
We're gonna go to Oral Roberts. Obviously, a tough place to play. They serve all their players off gold. Oral Roberts. Last year, this is a team that rode a nice wave. They rode a favorable matchups. They had a confident group of hoopsters last winter and found their way to the Sweet 16. The team returns their leading scorer, Matt Obmas, and whoever's just short of 25 points a game. But none of the swagger or the good fortune this team fed off last March is there right now. Big reason being that Obmas had a lot of help. He had a really talented teammate, Kevin Obnar, and he transferred to Texas Tech, who I'm anxious to see this game, Texas Tech and Gonzaga that we spoke of earlier. But with his transfer, we still had a little bit of a market misprice. They were mispriced. This Oral Roberts team for the most part. It's starting to kind of even out. You can see that today with Oklahoma State giving up 10 in this game. Although I just checked, guys, it's backed up a little bit. There's some 9s and 9.5s out there right now. But long story short, this isn't the same Oklahoma State team either that last year that lost their number 1 overall NBA draft pick in Cade Cunningham. They are the sum of the pieces. They don't run that isolation offense anymore. They ran for Cunningham. They have 9 guys, 9 players who average more than 7 points a game, between 7 and 11 points a game, so that they're not dependent on the 3-point shot. Why? Because only 20% of their points come from beyond the arc. They shoot, they go to the rim, they drive, penetrate, and get mid-range shots. This Oral Roberts team ranks 350th in the country in points allowed per possession. Oklahoma State ranks 8th. This is going to be a disappointing season for Oral Roberts mostly because I don't think Obmas is going to be the same guy he was last year. The market price is starting to kind of be level, get to the place where it should be with ORU. But right now, it's time to take advantage of this price, and Oklahoma State wins by 20 plus tonight. The Cowboys, your alma mater.
I agree.
Plus.
I agree. They will win, which is why I'm going with Oral Roberts. All right, guys, I am going to say it. Nobody else wants to, but I will. I wanted to see what we were going to get from Mr. Patino and the Iona Gales against Alabama yesterday, and I left that game going, I'm a believer, and I'm a believer mostly because, especially against Belmont today, where they're getting 3.5 points. They won that game against Alabama at the free throw line. And now they're going up against a team that is, 222nd in free throws there in Belmont. So I think this game is going to come down to just that. Who's going to make their free throws late? I trust Iona to get the job done in this semifinal matchup against Belmont tonight. I'll take the 3.5 points. Give me the Iona Gales to get it done here against Belmont, 6:30 Eastern time on that tip-off there, guys. We do have, of course, our friends over at the Gold Sheet have given us a play of the day. They are going back to the Duke Gonzaga game. They like over the total in this one. And I would encourage you guys to read these write-ups here from our friends at the Gold Sheet. You can find each and every one of these Gold Sheet plays of the days on our Wager Talk Twitter page. Full write-up right there. Great information. Great handicapping tool, guys. Check it out. I'm telling you right now, if you want to be more profitable, you want to be a little smarter sports investor, Gold Sheet definitely has the information for you. So there you got it, guys. We got a over in the Gonzaga-Duke game. We've got Merrill liking the Tech. Virginia Tech laid the 3. Mejia says, listen, there is no fun in finishing last in a tournament. So he thinks that's going to be a little tight here with ASU Loyola, 136.5 in the total in that one. Finn is going to Cowboys. Oklahoma State laying a 9 versus Oral Roberts. I'll back Iona. Give me the 3.5 and the Gold Sheet again. Duke Zags over 154. Again, guys, Black Friday sale. It only happens once a year at WagerTalk.com. Take advantage. The code is THANKS30 at checkout. 30% off of 30-day all-access packages or the rest of the season. If you want to hop in and grab NBA packages from Steve Merrill, Tony Finn, Tony Mejia, you name it, guys. You can get 30% off today only with the Black Friday sale. Head in there right now. THANKS30 at checkout. Get 30% off any package, $149 or higher. All right, on behalf of Steve Merrill, Tony Mejia, and Tony Finn, guys, much still to come here today, including the NBA tip-off show. Also, College Football Daily coming up here on the Wager Talk YouTube page. Make sure you come back and hang out with us for that as well. On behalf of Steve, Tony, and Tony, guys, best of luck with your plays today and throughout the weekend. Come back and join us again on Monday. We'll do it all over again. We'll talk to you then. Good luck with your plays.
A Black Friday quiz, which is better? 1, paying $3.49 for a 1-month all access, or 2, paying $244.30 for 1 month all access. The day after Thanksgiving, we want to continue giving thanks by giving all of our customers 30% off anything priced at $149 or more. A Black Friday sale was always a once-a-year chance to buy something at big discount, and this is it. Even better, we are running this promotion Black Friday through the end of Cyber Monday and making coupon code THANKS30 have unlimited uses. Whether it's a single sport package, a 30-day all-access, a full season of college hoops, or a full 12 months from your favorite handicapper, you will save 30% with coupon THANKS30. You can fill your goodie bag as many times as you want until the clock strikes midnight on Monday.